set up where we have a one-way glass, and our investigators can actually do a thorough investigation before.
Like the ones on TV?
Exactly. But well, yeah, exactly. Based on what it was before, our investigator had to share an office with my secretary.
Okay.
So every time he had to do an interview, then she had to leave.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, so then you got this person that really can't do their job per se. So this renovation has really helped us as far as productivity, being able to do our job more efficient. I mean, it's been done, but it's been very hectic and slow and time consuming and things. So beforehand it's been very difficult. Now the officers got more room, they've got more office space. We conduct things a little bit quicker. I think a little more, like I said, more efficient and being more productive.
Absolutely.
One thing we've also we're able to do is we have a couple of drying cabinets that we didn't have before.
Okay.
And when you look at items that are bloody, clothing and things of that nature,
yeah,
it's very difficult if you don't have the equipment to be able to dry bloody clothing.
Mm-hmm.
So we may have to get with OSBI or Tulsa Police Department or some other agency that has the equipment. Now we have the capability of bringing that equipment in, or bringing that evidence in.
Mm-hmm.
And say, for example, we have 2 pieces of clothing. Well, we don't want to contaminate, so we have 2 drying chambers, so we can put them in 2 different areas, and so you don't have any cross-contamination. Those are things, again, when we look at to be able to dry bloody clothing.
Mm-hmm.
So we may have to get with OSBI or Tulsa Police Department or some other agency that has the equipment. Now we have the capability of bringing that equipment in, or bringing that evidence in.
Mm-hmm.
And say, for example, we have 2 pieces of clothing. Well, we don't want to contaminate, so we have 2 drying chambers, so we can put them in 2 different areas, and so you don't have any cross-contamination. Those are things, again, when we look at evidentiary issues and things that we want to make sure, instead of having to go somewhere else. Again, we're more efficient and effective in what we do. We don't have to rely solely on maybe a larger agency or something to provide that space or something for us.
Very true. That's great. You don't have to go all the way over to another police department.
Well, yeah, I mean, drive to
That's a lot of
Tulsa
time.
Police Department, and I mean, all the agencies are very good to work with. The problem with it is, by the time you drive over there, have to do all the stuff with them and drive back, and then you have to go back and get it later on. Then also what you've done, you also put other people in the chain of evidence. So now you may have 1 or 2 officers here. Now you've got 1 or 2 officers with maybe City of Tulsa or the Tulsa County Sheriff's Office.
Well, expense-wise, when someone else does it for you, do you have to pay them?
No, like I said, law enforcement, I mean, we help each other. Communities, I mean, police departments are always helping each other.
Right.
So that's not really the issue. The issue is now we may have to turn around and put someone else in the chain. So what happens now is when the subpoenas come out, they may have to go to court.
That's when it comes in with inefficiency.
Exactly. So now you've got another agency that you've
Yeah.
basically brought into the equation there, and they may get subpoenaed. Now their agency may have to pay overtime or something of that nature.
Wow, nobody really thinks about that.
They really don't. So when you look at our officers now, they can go in to our room. They don't have to drive anywhere with it. So that's basically time.
Oh gosh,
and effort that they have to go somewhere else and do those things. And anything we can do here, I mean, we're not going to have a crime lab. I mean, we don't have the crime,
right.
to have a crime lab. So we do rely on OSBI and Tulsa Police Department and other large agencies that do have crime analysts and things of that nature. But we don't have that amount of crime. But what we do have crime, and when we have that, we want to be able to process as quickly as we can and efficiently as we can, and so we can do a better job. Again, it goes back to trying to get the officers back on the streets and things of that nature. One thing that's been really good is we've got our lobby area. We have the drop box. We've had that for I think probably over a year now. We work with with the state, and they brought the drop box in for people to bring in narcotics in. For example, if you got drugs and things in your cabinet, and you don't have a way to dispose of it, bring it here, because we see more and more kids going into to their parents or grandparents. Pharmacy cabinets sometimes, and they'll pick up pills and things of that nature, and we see that in schools.
Medicine cabinets are just like, I don't even know, they just grab medicine, even when you're done with it. They just sit there forever.
And the thing is, and not everybody's probably what they're supposed to do, as far as the doctor says, take all this till it's done. Well, usually people don't.
Right.
They take it till they feel better, and then they have all this, the prescriptions and other things still in their cabinets. And then what happens, they're saying, well, how do I get rid of the narcotics and things of that nature? Well, we have the opportunity to provide that service. All they need to do is bring it here. They don't have to fill anything out. All they got to do is drop it in the box, and
that's great.
And that way, then the state comes out and empties it for us. So it's just another service that we provide our community to help.